just watch. Come on.
All right, we'll close the music off. We had a meeting at 12 o'clock and it's 12:01, so let's get this show started. Welcome to our September meeting. This is obviously on Zoom and it's being recorded so we can go back and watch all the highlights. And there's going to be some good stuff today that we're going to want to tune in for, absolutely. And if you're new to Zoom, well, welcome. There's a couple of different ways to interact with Zoom. At the top right, you can see there's a couple of things you can choose: speaker view or gallery view, whatever is your preference. Put it up there. Again, I want to encourage you to turn on your video cameras so everyone can see your smiling faces. And I know we have a big group right now that is in session with Ignite, and we have about 30 people that are running Ignite. They just started on Monday, so a big shout out to them. And I know I've heard some early feedback, and it's been really great. We're doing it obviously virtually, and we're doing it with 4 or 5 other market centers. So there's approximately about 60 to 70 people on there. Lots of energy. Our trainers are taking over next week. So Wayne and Michelle Terzis, Terry Hastings, Kirby Chan are our trainers for next week. I know they're going to knock it out of the park. So Ignite members, when you get a chance to watch this later this afternoon, keep on going. I know it feels like it's a lot of hard work right now, but I got to tell you, all the agents here went through Ignite, and it was one of those courses, as we kind of said last week, that just, as corny as it sounds, it ignites one's career. That's why it's called that, Ignite. But good for you for doing it and taking ownership of your own future. So awesome stuff. Okay, so we've got a lot of things to get through today, and currently the team meeting in the Ottawa KW brokerage is happening at the same time. So Marvin's spending the first half hour with them. Then he's going to jump on with us at about 12:30 or so. And Marvin also has a pretty cool announcement with how we're going to be able to support our agents as well. So he wanted to be here for that and to introduce that segment. And so there's a lot of great things happening. Of course, we're going to have our IMS stats, some tread steps, and we got a few introductions that we're going to do over this next hour or so as well that we're all excited about. So the first I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen here, and I might bounce back and forth between screen sharing and so forth. But you know, that's the nature of doing things virtually now. We can do that. Again, these team meetings are here to add value and to bring everybody in as a collective group as best we can. And feel free to type some comments in the comment box there. We're always happy to see comments and say hi to everybody. And again, let's turn our video cameras on. I see more cameras off than I do on. So those that have it on, you're currently winning right now. I don't know what you're winning, but you're winning. So how about that? Very good. Okay, let me share my screen and we'll kind of get into some of the content here, and we'll get this thing underway. So hope everyone see my screen. Big yes if you see my screen. Yeah, cool, awesome. Awesome. So again, I might bounce back and forth, and I want to take this time and fill Mary Furnell's bucket. She has been working so hard in the background, and a lot of us see her work, but we don't actually get to thank her, because a lot of the graphics and the images that she's putting together for us is that she's doing that for our brokerage. And I know she's doing that for a lot of our agents, whether it's your branding or website work or what have you. Mary, you have, everything we send to you, you just keep sending it back to us even better. We give you an idea and you elaborate and build upon it. So thank you so much for all the hard work you've been doing over the last little while. And I just wanted to acknowledge you publicly. So thank you. And one of the things that you've been working on with us almost, daily, as our agents provide some feedback, and there's feedback out there on our My KW website. I got to tell you, we've been sending this website, obviously not internally and using it as a resource internally. However, we've also been sending it to agents at other brokerages. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you have this at your fingertips. And one of the cool things from some of the feedback we've been getting at, even though it's all here at your fingertips, some of the feedback was, I wish we had a who to contact or a smart card, if you will, on I have questions, who do I call? And Mary was able to put this together for us. So we'll make sure you have the link for this page afterwards, but it's under the new to KWRC tab at the top there. And if you have a question about your bill, if you have a question about profit share or policies, that you can see it all here, just click on that down arrow and it'll direct you to the person who you got to contact to. It's kind of like that cheat sheet. So I know it's not, we're typically calling into the front desk and the girls are, moving your emails or phone calls, but here's just a fast way to kind of stay on top of who to contact for whatever it is that you need answered. So Mary added that. This was her design to put it together like this, and we thought it was fantastic. The other thing that Mary was able to take is some of you had asked for, how about just the dashboard where all my links are all on one page? So she put this together for us, and there's so much here. So on the left-hand side, you can see our training calendar, a link to Broker Bay, Scott Leroy Marketing, and so on and so on. Every one of those images is a direct link to obviously that resource. Right along the top, you'll see email to the different offices and so forth. And I wish I could make this stop moving on me, but I can't. Then there's different things, different tabs and links for smart plan, or sorry, your command action items. So use this as a resource, because often people are coming to us and saying, I wish I had that link. I just need that direct link. Well, here it is. You'll have it all on one page. So we're excited to launch that. And maybe I just pause it. Oh, look at that. And on the right-hand side, you can see all the links there. So use this as a resource too. Thanks to Mary for putting this together and making this available for us. Very good. Okay. We haven't had a meeting for about a month and a half or 2 months. So we've had a lot of people join KW, and we're really excited about that. And here's the people in red that have joined over the last month and a half or so. Tammy, Linda, Alicia, Jack, Karen, Daniel, Stefan, Sarah, Samantha, Richard, James, Shalina. Welcome. And we're excited that you have chosen us to partner with you. Even Jimmy Fallon is saying welcome. That's pretty cool. And the people on the right are those people that perhaps introduced those agents to take KW, and they're growing their downline or profit share, as it were. And a big thumbs up to you guys as well for sharing the good news. It's really what it is. It's just, when you work at a great company or you have a great experience, you want to share that. And that's exactly what's happening here. You're sharing that great experience. And I want to highlight this as well. Profit share for the month of August, which just got paid out on the 21st, was $56,000. That's what the owner of our brokerage, Marvin Alexander, shared with these agents right here. So all of these agents on the screen shared in that 56,000. You'll see 4 or 5 names there in red, and I wanted to highlight those because those are the people that received over $1,000 in profit share. That's pretty awesome. So congrats to you guys. And I can tell you that the 21st of each month, when profit share goes into the bank account, is that awesome surprise. And it's also the reward of the profit and for helping share and grow the company. So thumbs up. And you might be asking, how do I get my unfair share? How do I get my share of that 56,000 or more or what have you? How do I do that? And I can tell you, we have a training event coming up. We're partnering with Keller Williams Integrity, which is, as you know, the brokerage in Ottawa, with and they have a session with Aaron Kaufman. Some of us know who Aaron Kaufman is. If you don't, he's a fantastic KW agent. And I want to say 5 to 6 or 7 years ago, he leveraged or he moved away from selling real estate and thought, I want to build a legacy and create wealth for the long term. So buying and selling real estate, we know, puts money in our bank account today. Building profit share creates that retirement plan for the future. And he's going to share with us on the 30th, as you can see here, the tools and resources that he uses to do that, how he attracts people. I don't know the exact number. He's got a couple of hundred people in his downline that he's receiving profit share from. And exponentially, it's now starting to grow really quickly for him. So it takes time. It's not something that's going to put cash in or money into your bank account today, but I can tell you over time, this is how you create wealth, or one of those wealth pillars. So September 30th, reach out. We'll send out the link for that so you have access to that. Definitely get signed up for this. We're paying for Aaron to come and train us on this, and we want to make sure that our agents are taking advantage of what's in front of them. So very, very good. Okay. Charity, I'm giving you the quick heads up here. I'm going to bring you on screen, so make sure your microphone's unmuted, and make sure you're ready for that. So again, that's September 30th, 12 to 2 o'clock. We'll be along with the KW brokerage in Ottawa, learning how to grow and attract people for our profit share. Very good. Okay. As you may have saw an email about a week or two ago, we saw an opportunity that needed to be filled, obviously, and Marvin worked really hard on this. And our biggest partner in buying real estate typically is a lender and a mortgage broker. And who we partner with and who we're in business with matters. And I know a lot of us are already using Charity, and we wanted to, invite her into the brokerage, as it were, and provide her with opportunity to work with many of you. And who you choose to work with, as I said, matters. It's still up to you who you choose to work with. But I can tell you through experience and others' experience that Charity, she knows her stuff. She is in it to take care of the clients, not to get the deal done. And that's an important element. Just like we do as real estate agents, it's less about the transaction, more about the people, right? And Charity and her team, they're awesome at that. Charity, I'm gonna invite you to kind of take a couple of moments to explain how you're gonna help us and support us and who's with you. And I would, I'm sure there's a standing ovation somewhere. So welcome aboard, Charity, and you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I'm Charity. Some of you know me, some of you don't, but my name is Charity. This is Haley, and this is Ben. We are the Hometown Financial Mortgage Center team. We are so happy to be here. So thank you so much for having us. In preparing for today's meeting, the biggest thing that I wanted to get across to you guys, obviously we do mortgages and we are servicing the client, but above and beyond that, our biggest purpose here in Keller Williams is to actually help you. Keller Williams has brought us into the building, into these offices to help service you, to help build your business and support you. I'm an expert in realtor referrals. I've spent years developing mainstream processes and taking the client from the initial contact into a pre-approval, and as well as qualifying your lead. So that's exactly what we do. And the process that we have would be from start to finish. We qualify the lead for you. Once the lead is qualified, we move them as fast as we can over to the pre-approval process. In the pre-approval process, we may come up with hurdles. We may find some hiccups that we have to deal with. And then from there, our job is to come up with solutions. Again, we work collaboratively to do that for the client and for you. Working with you as realtors, we know that it is important for you to know what is going on. So throughout that whole process, we will be updating you with updates. Obviously, we're not going to inundate you with updates, but things that you need to know. Sometimes the update is there's nothing you need to know, but know that we'll be providing you with regular updates as to what is going on. Where are we at? Are we qualifying a lead? Are we at the pre-approval? Are they pre-approved? And then from there, what are they pre-approved for? This initial step work that we do in the beginning ends up saving you hours upon hours of your time and makes your business more efficient. So that way, when we pass the client over to you, pre-approved, you know what they're pre-approved for. You know that if there's any hurdles, we have already jumped through them, and that the client is ready and excited and prepared to go and buy a home. From that process all the way to the closing of the process of the purchasing the home, we will keep in contact with you, and we act as a liaison with the client so that there's not a lot of interaction with the client that they have to do. We work together, so the client basically sees a seamless process between the mortgage broker and the real estate agent, which makes us both look good, and which makes the client very happy. And as we know, when our clients are happy, they like to tell everybody. So by telling everybody how great we are, how great we did, and how nice the process was to buy a home with us, of course, that's going to lead to more referrals for you. Ben, do you want to go over a little bit?
Yeah, so over the next few weeks, we will be reaching out to each of you to say hello and to personally introduce ourselves to see how we can help you grow your business and support your business models. We also will be offering lunch and learns. So if you want to get out of the house, book a lunch and learn with us today. We have numerous resources to share with you and your team. If you would prefer to stay in, we can book a phone conference or a Zoom conference with you.
Because in saying that, we also understand that different businesses are at different places of their business. So over the years of experience, some of you may be just starting out, some of you may have been in the industry for years. And so when we say we want to work with your business model, we will look at the model and how you're dealing with your clients currently, how you're interacting, how you are qualifying the leads, and we can help you with that. Anything we can help you with actually is what we're here to do and what we are going to do for you. The other great thing, guys, really is that our service is free to you. Literally, we are here. It costs you nothing to add another helping hand to your business and somebody that's going to partner with you that's going to look out for you and help you with your clients. That is us. We are here. We are scheduled to be in both the Newmarket and Aurora offices Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. If we leave the building, as we do have to leave, sometimes we have appointments or presentations at other locations. We have clocks on the door that tell you what time we will be back. Now, in saying all of that, both Ben and myself are available evenings and weekends. So between the three of us, there's always someone available for you, so that if you're stuck on a question or you need to know something, or you're with a buyer and there's something going on, you can reach out to us and know that there's somebody there that's going to help you. So please, we ask you to feel free to reach out to us. You can reach us by telephone, email, text message. I once had a client ask me if I take message in a bottle. Sure, if you send it over to me, we're going to reply. Lastly, we want to let you know that we wanted to be, because we want to be part of this team and we want to add something special for you. I like to stand out and I like to do things different. And so we've come up with a variety of games and contests that we are going to be hosting for Keller Williams Realty Center staff and agents only. They're going to be fun. They're going to be different things. They could be catered around you, your family, or your kids. So please look out for those on our Facebook page, as we will be having them regularly, and mostly because we like to have a little fun while we work too. So we're going to scatter a bunch of fun in and around our office and as well as in our business. And we hope that you want to have some fun too. That's it.
Awesome.
Does anyone have any questions, Gary, or how do you want me to turn the floor back to you? Do you have anything?
I have a question.
Yeah.
And I know you guys, and your reputation precedes itself. So thank you for being a part of this journey with us. And
Thank you.
That's fantastic. I know the $1 million question right now is, and this will be the only question about financing at the moment.
Sure.
Typically all agents tend to think, hey, we need maybe five business days for financing, a financing condition.
Right.
With what's happened over the last number of months, are you seeing banks take a lot longer at getting the financing approved?
Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, we do. They are saying that due to volumes, we hear the word COVID, delays, they are taking longer to get approved. Normally I could turn an approval over in an hour. Sometimes that ends up being a day or two. But in saying that also, again, when I talked about the initial pre-approval where I qualify your lead and pre-approve them, that sometimes can be part of the process that I'm doing right at the very beginning of my contact with your client to make sure that that's not taking up a day or two's time, that's done, we're complete. So when you put that offer in, everything is in place, all of the income documents, so that will help us speed it along quite effectively if I have that stuff, which is why, again, I'm saying please, the sooner the client reaches out to me or touches base with me, the sooner I can have everything ready. Also, in saying that, I do have a good support system with my lenders where I can call, and I regularly call and ask them to bump deals, and they do that for me. But again, only there's all these other brokers that get deals bumped as well. So service levels with the lenders are slower, but ours certainly isn't.
Okay, you said something really important there, and I want to circle back to it.
Okay.
How early do you want to speak with our clients when we're out shopping with them?
Immediately, as soon as you get in contact with them, and the sooner the better for you, for me, for them.
Yeah, yeah, and I can tell you through experience, and I know many of you have experienced this too. You're with a buyer, they say they've got the great jobs and this and that, but until Charity gets to look at them from a financial position, we're kind of the blind leading the blind almost, right? Like you have no clear indication of what their buying power is, how quickly they can close. And that's the benefit to me when working with a team like Charity's. I know and I know many of you do this, when we have our buyer consults and they're like, yeah, we're ready to buy. The next conversation is always with a mortgage broker like Charity. It has to be. Don't you agree, Charity?
Oh, I totally agree. And also, Gary, what we're willing to do, or what we'd like to do as we're reaching out to each of the agents, is we're going to help you have that conversation. So if you're not exactly sure how to qualify when the client says, don't worry, I'm pre-approved, don't worry, we're going to give you conversation pieces that aren't, they're not pushy, they're very friendly for you to just make sure, because maybe they do have a person, or maybe they have been pre-approved at the bank. But a couple of quick questions so that you can screen that to make sure that that is the case. And if it isn't the case, to help put them in contact with us, and again, just clarifying or qualifying that lead.
Fantastic. Okay, last question, and I'll pull the slide up here. Best way to reach you?
The best ways to reach us are every way, to be honest, Gary. There I am right there. So planyourmortgage@outlook.com. There's my cell number. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me. You can come by the office. We have great cookies. We just got cookies in. You come stop by, you're going to get a cookie too. There it is, right? So yeah, in every way is a good way.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Charity and Ben, and we appreciate you guys. And I know that you're going to, support our agents and our clients, and it's going to be awesome. It really is. We're really excited where this partnership is going to go. So thanks again, guys.
We're so excited too. Thank you so much.
Very good. So reach out to Charity, reach out to Ben. And if you haven't worked with a mortgage broker before, you've always told your clients to go to the bank. Trust me, it is such an awesome experience. And we always tell our clients, and when I was selling real estate, you work with a mortgage broker because they are highly educated, obviously, in what they do, but more importantly, they care about you and less of the transaction and the institution, all that kind of stuff. Work with a great team like Charity's for sure. Very good. Okay, moving on. You may have saw this email, I want to say approximately a month ago, and we have a few commercial agents within our brokerage. I just wanted to highlight that as well. And you can see them here. There's 3 of them here, Parissa, Jim, and Michael. And I know there's a few other commercial agents or agents that have vast experience in it as well. And I got to tell you, and I know it's definitely from Christine's perspective and Marvin's, that when in any type of transaction, as we said in the email, that moment where you are not clear or you're unsure about the answer or how to put something together, that's the moment you need support. And usually what I would do in that case is, definitely if it's in an area or a type of property that I have zero experience in, instead of partnering with the agent, I'm referring the client to that agent that has that expertise, especially in commercial. And as we said in the email, commercial, we think residential real estate can get tricky. Well, start dipping your toe in commercial and it's a whole other ball game, and different ball games coming out at you at the same time. Use the resources that we have within our brokerage. It's far better to be safe than sorry. And Christine would definitely back me up on that for sure. We have a referral form that you can use. And really what we're looking for and what our commercial agents are looking for is to have this about a 4-page form that really answers all the types of questions that they would want to know if they want to go work with that client. And it's also very educational for you because you'll get to see of the type of things that we need to ask when working with commercial clients. So leverage the people around you. This is a great way to leverage the expertise around you as well. And we just wanted to remind everybody about that. Okay, awesome stuff. Moving
Before we
forward,
move on,
we've had some amazing things happen over the summer months. Some of our agents, in fact, not some, a lot of our agents are having their best years ever. And that's because they are very purposeful of what they're doing. And we like to highlight the agents that are doing fantastic. And we're going to do that take this opportunity to do that. So closed units, and this is for the month of August. The top 3 individuals are, we've got Paul Ireland. Congratulations to you, Drew McMartin, and Rahal Marita. And if you haven't met Rahal, reach out to him. And he's one of our newer agents that transferred here. Closed volume top 3 individuals for the month of August is Andrew Bolton. Congratulations. Stuart Madden and Paul Iron. Congratulations to the 3 of you. And we are seeing the numbers. Christine and Marvin and Stephanie and I keep seeing the numbers almost on a daily basis, and we are still blown away by the number of transactions that you guys are doing. So awesome stuff. Top partnerships. So partnerships are teams of 2. And for closed units is Kirby Chan and Company, the Silvernagle team, congratulations, and the Campbell Real Estate team. Closed volume top partnerships. So I freezing on me here. We got Kirby Chan and Co., the Silvernagle team, and the Campbell Real Estate team. So that's the closed volume in August. So congratulations. It's always good to close stuff, right? Thumbs up for that. Closed units this is for our group. So that's a team of 3 people or more. And for closed units, the month of August, we've got Michael Tuff team, the Paroff team, and the Terry Hastings team. Congratulations to you. The closed volume for the same month and it's the groups category, Michael Tuff team, Paroff team, and the Terry Hastings team. Congratulations to you. Okay, fantastic. Good. Christine, we've got some time now, so why don't we get set? And we're just watching the clock, and that's why I said that. Christine, obviously, she likes to bring us the tidbits that are happening that she is seeing from a broker standpoint, what's going on. And I'm going to hand it over right to you, Christine.
okay, let me just bring up my my notes. Perfect. Okay, so what I really wanted to draw your attention to is different kinds of ownership. So what concerns me, as you know, I sit on the arbitration committee. I also sit on the professional standards committee. And what we're seeing is huge fines for inappropriate listings. So I really want to draw your attention to it. So we're looking at what is the difference between freehold, pottle, and straight up condo. And I've got to say there's variations on all of those. Freehold being pretty much the easiest. It's freehold. You own the property, you own the structure on top of it, you have all the rights that come with that. Pottle is a little bit different again. So it's a cross between a condo and a freehold. So it's listed under freehold with pottle. So that's a parcel tied to land, POTL. So what it is that on that form, you will see there'll be a pottle fee, which is like a condo fee. It covers less things. You can usually see that it's much less money as well. So with a pottle, you own the entire structure. You own the land that it's sitting on. So at that point, it's very much like freehold. Where the parcel of land that it's tied to is the community surrounding it. So it will be likely the park, the street, the sidewalk. There could be a community center. It depends on the actual condominium. So you own a portion of all that, and that's what your fees go towards. So it goes towards the road, the garbage, snow removal, Sometimes they will include grass cutting on the common area. Each puddle is different, just like each condo is different what they will pay for, but these are critical. So what we saw recently in professional standards is that someone, for marketing ability, decided to list a condo as freehold because it was a higher end condo. They wanted more exposure. They didn't, so it was condo townhouse. Whatever reason they had, they listed it that way. The fine was $18,000. Pretty much ate up the commission and then some. So you really want to be careful of how you list those properties, list them correctly. Also, when talking about condos, you know, you may look at a single structure and say, you know, it looks like it's a freehold home. It sits by itself. It's not attached to any other home. But there are condos that have that exact scenario where, you know, you might be on a golf course or another situation, and it is actually a full-on condo. So it's governed by a condo board. You still only own the property. Also, I want you to look at when you're listing a property, it's important to actually that you get in touch with the property manager, because every condo covers different stuff. So, you know, we tend to think that a condo townhouse, all the outside structures covered, the roof, the outside windows, the outside doors, the garage, the brickwork, some version of lawn maintenance. Sometimes they include snow removal on the property. Sometimes they will actually shovel right to the owner's door. Other times that's not included at all, but you need to be very sure of what it covers. There's a condo development in Uxbridge where the outside structure, only 50% is covered. So for instance, if a window goes, the homeowner would apply to the condo board and they would pay 50-50. So again, there's hybrids of all of those out there. You need to be absolutely sure of which version you're listing. And you know, that mistake is very expensive, and you cannot rely on the client's interpretation of what they're living in. You actually have to do your research, start with doing a title search, and you find out how it's registered that way on both GeoWarehouse and with Impact. And then if need be, and I would recommend this anyway, get in touch with the condo board. Find out exactly what is covered so that you can list it appropriately. You don't want to miscommunicate those things, because even if you didn't end up with a fine from the Toronto Real Estate Board, you could easily be called into RICO, and you could end up with a fine wherein you're paying for the difference of what you said was covered and what was not covered out of your own pocket for the next 10 years. So you want to be very careful about that. So just going to read my notes, make sure I've covered that. This is a really good one, and I bet you people didn't know this. Okay, so there are condominium townhouses where you would do your normal inspection, you go into the basement, there's no sump pump. That does not mean that that condo and that townhouse does not have a sump pump. So in a row of 3 or 4, they might all feed into the sump pump of one of the units. So you actually do have a sump pump, just not physically within the property that the person is selling. The other thing to be aware of is if you are selling the condo or townhouse that has the sump pump, they may be, of course, being fed from 3 or 4 other condos feeding into that sump pump. The person who has that in their basement is paying the hydro bill for that. So if they're in a particularly damp area in the spring, their hydro bill could soar because that sump pump is running constantly. And they also are more susceptible potentially to floods and have to be more vigilant about that sump pump, maybe having a backup system. So just because there isn't a sump pump in that exact unit doesn't mean that there isn't a sump pump servicing that unit. So, you know, check with a lawyer about the legal description, check with your clients, check with the condo board. When you are selling a freehold with a poddle, you still need condominium documents. You still need to ask for the search on the status because it is still governed by a condominium board. So again, the poddle is you own the land it sits on. You do not, you own the structure. but you own a portion of a much bigger piece of property likely. So the roads and those things could even be part of the backyard. Could be a common area along the backyard that's a walkway or a trail. So you really want to be clear about that. So that's those three. Please be careful about those. They could cost you a lot of money. The other thing I wanted to make you aware of is it's shredding day on Friday. So back when we started with doing paperless, we also knew that, you know, a lot of us harbored a lot of paper in our lives, like a lot of storage boxes in our basements. So as part of the moving towards paperless, we wanted to provide a service for you where you could get rid of those boxes and boxes. So what we did was we engaged a company. They're going to be here on Friday. The cost normally, if you're doing it individually, is about $30 to $40 a box. Because we're doing such a high volume, we're going to be accepting boxes on Thursday. Check in with the front desk at both the Newmarket and the Georgina locations. And we will have your boxes shred for you. The cost is $10 per box. And part of that also goes to reforestation. So we're trying to provide back to our community, declutter our own homes, and provide support for you for being so gracious with us in our big move to go paperless. Also wanted to bring to your attention lot measurements on offers and on listings, specifically on offers, both if you're receiving the offer and that you're the listing agent or you're preparing an offer. The way Web Forms is set up, it does not automatically fill in the word feet or meters. And this could be a legal problem later down the road. The deal may close without that, but you could be facing some issues later on. So make sure that both in the offers you receive and the offers that you submit, that you have marked whether it's feet or meters, and be vigilant about that. Make sure that the length of the property is the shortest length along the side. If you go into Geo Warehouse and into the section that says more measurements, it's very specific. It will show you all the measurements. I always like to cut and paste all 4, 5, 6 measurements onto the listing in a separate schedule, just to make sure that that's clear. I also do that when I'm doing an offer. So onward, the next thing I'd like to talk about quickly is registering your offer. Register your offers. So register them both when you're working for the buyers, but where this has become a major concern is when you're accepting offers, even for leases. Often other realtors don't register the offer. They send it to you directly. And if you're concerned about, it's a RICO violation. Like, there's just no way around it. You have to inform in writing interested parties that are interested in the property that there is an offer. Interested parties also includes anybody you have personally shown the house to. So if you've shown it to a private buyer, you have to, in writing, inform them that there is an offer registered, not just to the brokerage realtors that have shown your property. You have to inform everybody. So you can do that 2 ways. One is you can send the 801s that you've received to our office and they will register it on your behalf. Or you can go into Broker Bay, into My Business, into that specific property, and upload the 801 so that a blast goes out to all the agents who have shown it. And you can actually send it out to agents that are going to show it. So I recently had a property go conditional, and I still want showings. I want the possibility that if it falls through, there might be a backup, and my client was gracious about continuing to show the property. So I sent out through Broker Bay a little message that says, you know, we have accepted a conditional offer. Please feel free to continue showing. We'll keep you informed. So now there's no question. You're not wasting anybody's time. So back to the original statement, register offers. It's a RICO violation, both in leases and in listings. So make sure you do them both. Also, front desk asked me to quickly speak to you about editing on Broker Bay. So while you can upload a lot of your own documents onto Broker Bay, or the measurements, all sorts of stuff you can edit, allow the front desk to do the initial one, and then you can section off, you can time block out perhaps when your clients would not like showings. They might have a family event or religious event coming up that they want to block off a certain time frame, you can go in and edit that. But send in your paperwork via command to the front desk, and they will put in the initial bunch of instructions. So if you could do that for us, that would be great. Being able to isolate timeframes for your sellers is amazing. Keep in mind that according to TREB, you also must have the property available for showing immediately. So if you're going to block off time, do it right after the listing, like allow the listing to come out and have it available to the public. And the last thing is open houses. There's been a lot of media hype right now about open houses. The optics for having an open house right now are really not good. As we're entering this potentially the second wave of COVID, we want to be super vigilant about protecting our clients, protecting our reputation and our brokerage. So we are highly recommending that you do not have open houses at this time. I know it's hard on a lot of agents. They use that to create more buyer leads, and we appreciate that. But I've seen a lot of great open houses via video. So use the other resources. There are a lot. Certainly reach out to the brokerage. We can put you in touch with someone who's done that effectively. That's it for me. I'll be sending out my Broker Bits newsletter in a few days. Make sure you read through it. I know a lot of you have been very happy with it, and that you've told me that you collect them and you refer to them, and we appreciate that. We want to communicate with you. And also for anybody who's just recently joined the brokerage, these are the kind of things we talk about. It keeps you out of trouble. It has for smooth transactions. There's things very often that you may not realize about either RICO or TREB that you need to adhere to. And we really just want to keep our brokerage and our realtors safe. So as a new realtor, go back and you can revisit any of those. They're on the My KWRC website, and you can go through any of the broker bits that we've written. Thanks, Gary.
Amazing stuff as always, Christine. Thanks for your time and all the the background information and the research that you're doing, and it's I know you do it wholeheartedly to support us, so that's what we love.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to invite our leader, Marvin Alexander, to jump on the call with us. And Sarah, if you're there, feel welcome to unmute your microphone. And once I see Marvin come up here, I'll hand it over the reins to him.
I'm here, whatever.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm here too, Gary. I'm here, buddy.
Okay, here we are. I hear your voice. There we go.
We're good
Marvin,
to go.
It's all yours. You want to introduce Sarah and KW Assist?
I will do. Now, Sarah, long time no see, huh?
I know. I love the energy. I love it.
we just did the Ottawa call. This is the first time we've actually had both team meetings on the same day, which was a little interesting, but it all worked out. This is really big news. And I'll give you a quick overview and introduction to Sarah, and then I'm going to let her take it away because she is an excellent speaker, even though she sometimes doesn't believe that to be the case. I do. I think she's amazing. So over the last few years, every time that I've taught in any of the market centers or anywhere in Canada for that matter, one of the things that we find time and time again is a gap where people are so busy at times that they really need the help of an assistant, but not busy enough or not ready to commit to a full-time assistant. And then people sometimes employ virtual assistants, which is not what this is. And those virtual assistants typically are in different time zones and so forth, which creates an issue. And of course, then you have all of the intricacies surrounding real estate board, loading listings, KW command, all of those things. So I'm very excited to let you know that it's proprietary to us. It's called KW Assist. And you'll actually be able to go on and on a per minute basis, have access to a team of 13 currently top-notch admins. And we've actually also incorporated Mary Fresnel's business into this to provide graphic services, graphic design, and so forth into this company as well. It's very exciting. And I think, I don't want to take the thunder. I hope I haven't done too much already, Sarah, but
you're good.
We heard you, and I think with a very unique solution. So it's quite exciting. So Sarah, why don't you take it away?
Oh, that's great. So we essentially offer on-demand operational support. And as Marvin was saying, there's sort of two arms of the business. One is the administrative side, one's the creative side. And Mary's going to be heading up the creative side. And you guys all know Mary. And if you don't, you should, because she's very talented. So she will be doing exactly what she has been doing all along. She's just part of this sort of overall umbrella. So on the admin side, what we do is we basically offer back-end admin by the minute for everything that you need in your business. And it's on demand in the sense that if you need help this month and not next month, no problem. If you need help with, loading a listing, but that's all you really need help with, then we're there. If you need help with just feature sheets or feature sheets and loading a listing in Treb, we're there to help. So it's sort of everything in between. And Marvin was saying we bill by the minute. So it goes with the flows of your business. You don't have to pay for a full-time or a part-time assistant if you're not ready for that. We can help sort of be that go-between until you hire a full-time or a part-time assistant, and we can help that transition process of getting a full-time assistant. Also, we can help train. Because we've already established a relationship with you, we've established those systems and processes, so we can help you train that new assistant to the way that you like things to be done, basically. And we can help you with sort of everything that you need for your business in the back end, or bits and pieces, whatever you need. It's a fully flexible, customized solution. So we have administrators who are pure real estate admins, the creative side, Mary. We also have writers that can help, jazz up a listing presentation or write a blog, or we have a social media manager that can help with sort of, monthly plans to make sure that you have content going on your social media, that kind of stuff. So that's sort of, it's a one-stop shop solution, and it's really customized to what you need it to be.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. And I don't know if you heard, and it also includes a thorough knowledge of command. So,
oh, yes.
Right. So that is a big part of it. They are very well versed with command. They can load a listing in minutes. You can get your database import, whatever you need, it's available to you on an a la carte basis. So we're really excited about this, and I'm hopeful that I'm seeing great comments. Thank you. This is a game changer for us. And quite honestly, it even ties in a profit share, because it gives you something to talk to your colleagues about outside of the company and say, this is what we just launched. And I can assure you, nobody else has anything like this locally. So we're very excited about what it's going to do for your business and what opportunities it's going to create for you to talk to your colleagues outside of the company about what we're doing to help. So I'm going to turn it over to everybody from here and see what you think.
Sarah, no, this is fantastic. And Marvin, thanks for leading this charge and obviously acknowledging the gap and standing and filling that gap in with Sarah's services and her team. Sarah, wouldn't you say this is also for those agents that have an assistant currently and are looking to leverage even more? You guys would be a great fit to even be an additional assistance. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And we work well with others. It's not like them or us. We're there to help with different parts of it. If you have an assistant that just doesn't have the time, but needs to update, I don't know, contact information in command, or needs to run marketing campaigns, or we can just do that little bit. We can help coordinate with the assistant, or we can do it ourselves, or we can cover for that assistant if they're away, or if they're on mat leave, or we're really flexible. And there's no hard feelings if you say, listen, I really want a full-time admin sitting in my office. I get that. That's hard to beat, of having somebody sitting there, and we're happy to train, happy to pass on any of the systems that we've developed for you. It's really a win-win.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good point too, right, Gary? Because if somebody wants to evolve to a full-time assistant, I can't think of a better way, because Sarah is even willing with that team of experts to help train your assistant, essentially, right? So this is huge for us.
Because we can't compete with a full-time assistant. If you have a great full-time assistant, that is gold. Like your business depends on that amazing person. We can't replicate that. We can do the next best thing, which is be there when you need us. But yeah, we have no hard feelings with training somebody or helping complement them or working with them. Yeah, we're here to help.
Yeah, and that's the big piece here is and I don't want that to be overshadowed. I know we've all been there when we brought on brand new assistants or into our world. We're sitting there training them for 3, 4, 6 months or even longer. You guys are pretty up and ready. Apart from getting to know each other, you guys are up, boots on the ground and running type thing, right?
Well, and we train a lot. We train our own assistants. We also train the agents to give us what we need to be able to make their life easier, that is not doesn't take any more effort than what they're doing right now. So we're constantly sort of training back and forth, so it's a role that we're relatively comfortable with.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I love the fact that
I want to acknowledge them, and then we'll let you on your way there, Sarah.
Yeah.
But, yes, we're going to be sending out an information package after the team meeting to go over and highlight all the things that Sarah just did herself here. Wayne's question is, what's the typical response time from a request that gets sent in?
That's a great question. So we try to acknowledge a response within sort of 20 minutes, half an hour. And if it's time sensitive, so offers, launching listings, notice of fulfillments, amendments, those sort of take precedence. Those are all hands on deck. How can we help? Let's get it done. Those usually have a turnaround time of the same day, or depending on when, offer presentation is, that kind of stuff. And then the stuff that isn't as time sensitive is 24 hours within a regular work week. So loading things into command, getting supporting documents, that kind of stuff, that's within 24 hours or sooner. We balance our time with those time sensitive things during the day. And then the stuff that isn't time sensitive, we do in between time sensitive things and, non-time sensitive things. We also have 2 backup people on the back end that never interact with clients, and all they do is support those sort of front end project managers. And then my role is really sort of the onboarding process, and like a regular manager, like anybody would have in a business, I oversee everything and I jump in when people need help or, say, listen, I'm already doing this. Can you do this? Yeah, absolutely. And that's sort of my role in this whole thing, is sort of the training of agents and admins so that it's a customized solution, and being there to support when there's overflow.
Perfect.
Yeah, and if I could jump in quickly too, so again, all based in Ontario, right? So
yeah,
a huge part of it. The second thing I would say is you do have to enroll. So I wouldn't wait until when you actually need them right away to go through the enrollment process.
Yes.
So once we send everything out to you, you should make the effort to enroll immediately so that you have your profile set up, you're established with KW Assist, and then you're going to be able to, on an a la carte basis, start using the services that they provide. And I'm positive you're going to be thrilled. So
that's great. Okay, a couple last, or maybe one last question here, Sarah. Are we assigned a specific person or a
great question. It depends on how much time you want us to work for you. So if you say, I want to handle everything in my business on the back end, we say, great, no problem. You will get that same person over and over again. They will get to know you. You will develop a relationship. You will call them. They'll know who you are. No problem. If you call us once or twice a month and say, listen, I really just need this feature sheet done, then there's sort of a centralized, not a booking system, but a task assignment person, just basically saying, yep, no problem. We'll check our preference sheet on where your feature sheets are made. Where is the link to the photos, that kind of stuff. And then somebody in the back end will be tasked with that. And then that person will interface back and forth. And as that business increases, then we'll assign you to somebody new. But it's difficult to assign somebody to somebody without understanding the sort of the time commitment that they need. And that can evolve over time too. But just in the initial side, it's just hard to give you somebody that may change just because we can only work 8 hours a day.
Yeah. And it provides just some clarity. I know one of the questions here was, will there be licensed assistants and so forth? Really, the clarity around this is you're providing a service to support our agents, albeit online and supporting them that way with offers and command and some of
Yeah.
the different social media graphics and I don't know if you even mentioned it, but they'll be able to manage your email inbox and all that type of stuff that kind of consumes time. So that's how you'll be doing it. And Sarah, I want to welcome you to the KW family, and we're
Yeah,
looking
thank
forward
you.
to this. And I know a lot of people have been putting comments, and we've been sharing this information prior to this meeting. There's a lot of excitement around it. So as Marv said, don't wait until you need it. Create your profile now, connect with Sarah and the team there, so you're up and running when you do need it. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, give us a call, send us an email. Even if you're not sure about it, just say, listen, how would this work? This is what I'm thinking of. And we try to come up with a sort of a two-staged sort of implementation plan. What do you need help with right now? And then what are some of those things that in the future, if you like what we do and you establish that trust, what are those things in the future? And we'll sort of move towards those future things right now. When you're ready for it, we'll have everything lined up to sort of take on that next step.
Fantastic. Yeah, thumbs up. That's right.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And looking forward to partnering with you on a lot of stuff going forward.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Gary. Take care, guys.
Bye now.
Bye.
Fantastic. Yes, use that service for sure. I got to tell you, just the whole way that it's been developed, it's been developed to see you guys succeed. So leverage that piece of it. Jennifer Silbernagel, look at that smiling face. We got to see Jen in the office the other day. It was just so nice to see her and hear her voice. Jen, as you know, is our productivity coach and has been running a fantastic program there. And she's now, moving back into the swing of things. And she wants to add to that productivity coaching and the services and how she can support our agents. So what we're going to do, we're going to run a little video, and then after I'm going to invite Jen to come on the screen with us and provide some clarity and some explanation of how we're going to be moving forward with it. Give me a moment here to share that. Just a sec, Jen.
Sure.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline DeCiccio. I've been with Keller Williams for 8 years, and in January of this year, I joined coaching. I want to give a huge shout out to Jen and Dylan Silbernagel. When I joined coaching, I was looking for guidance and somebody to help me navigate what I needed to do to bring my business to the next level. And that's exactly what they did for me. They helped me set goals. They helped me manage my time better. They helped me put systems in place that I never had previously. And I think most importantly, they helped keep me accountable. So I'm happy to report that this month I capped for the first time ever in 8 years. Very exciting. I know it's no coincidence. I know that this is a direct result of being in the coaching program. So thank you, Jen and Dylan. I couldn't have done it without you.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Actually, it's always a great day with Keller Williams. Quickly, I wanted to take a minute or two just to tell you why I decided to be a part of Jen's coaching. When this year began, it started off crazy. Like everybody else, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So I told my family, look, we're going into survival mode. We're shutting everything down. We're going into the forest and we're living out there. Full survival, World War Z style, because the world's coming to an end. Well, fortunately for all of us, that wasn't the case. And I had to get my business back up and running because practically I closed up shop. So I need to get my business back up and running fast. And the only way that I knew how to do so was getting guidance, getting assistance, and getting somebody who knows, how I can do that from ground up, from ground to the top. And Jen and Dylan were there to support me and help me to do so. But in the first week of being back into the business and getting their help, I listed a home, and ever since then I've been super busy and totally enjoying what I do. Last week I listed a property where we sold it $35,000 over asking. This week I'm going to list another 2 property, and the goal is just to make as much money as I possibly can so I can give my family those opportunities that I always want to. And, the only way we can truly do that is having help and support from people that are in the business and know how to do so. And I can tell you that having Jen and Dylan as my coach at this time, I am super grateful, because without them, I'm not sure how I would have been able to have the successes that I've had in the past few months. So I want to say thank you to them, and I want to highly recommend that you join coaching, because no man is an island, and we can't do it by ourselves. We do need the guidance and support of experienced professionals to show us the way. So join coaching. You need it. Trust me, you need it.
I'm telling you, Jen Cybernagel and Dylan Cybernagel, thank you so very much for everything you've done for me. I have to tell you, in the fall, is when I started coaching, and at that time, I didn't think I could afford it, and I found out quickly that I couldn't afford not to do it. It was changing. It was changing for my business. It was changing for my life. In the middle of COVID, an opportunity came where I could start a team. I did not think that that was possible, and I called my coach and told her lots of reasons why it couldn't, and then after she talked to me, we just did it. And we're in the midst of growing, and we are producing, and yes, we all have access to resources. It's the matter of implementing them, knowing the best ones to implement, having someone directly right there to ask the question for your own personal path. That has been invaluable. Like I said, I wouldn't do it any other way. I think she stuck with me for life, but I really enjoy it. And I think successful people all have a mentor or a coach that can help them along the way. Nobody gets there alone. So thank you, Jen and Dylan.
Awesome stuff. Yeah. I love it. Jen, it's, you know, I love seeing you succeed, and your agents that are in your program succeed, and proof is in the pudding. There's just no other way. I don't think anyone else could have said it better. And I'm gonna hand it over to you, because I know you want to roll out some other opportunities for our agents to take advantage of. And also, welcome back.
Thank you. It's nice to be back. I'm not gonna lie. I was starting to get rusty, I think, up there. So I'm getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, while I was away, we started looking at the program that we had, and Marvin actually said this with the KW Assist, some of the stuff that was missing, where our gaps were. And we realized that we had a couple of significant gaps within the program for our agents, and we wanted to make sure that we had a support system for everybody in the brokerage if they chose to take that opportunity. So we have completely revamped the coaching program, which is what we're rolling out to you guys today. We now have 4 different coaching funnels depending on your needs, where you fit, and the level of business that you run right now, and also the goals of where you want to go. We are keeping our existing PC coaching program. However, what we've done to that is added a second year. So if you go through that first year, what we were finding was a lot of our agents, when they join the brokerage, they're transitioning from a new job, or they just need a little extra support, or they have kids at home, and that 1 year maybe just isn't enough time to get all of the systems in place and get everything they need. So Marvin has graciously agreed to support the agents in a second year by covering half of the cost of that second year. So what that looks like going forward is, if you are a new agent or a non-capping agent and you want to get into the productivity coaching program for the skills, the resources, the training, the workshops, the WhatsApp group, the community, the online, all the stuff that we're already running, you can do that. And if you would like to stay in for a second year, you now have that option as well. The program that I'm probably the most excited about, this is our newest addition, is our intermediate coaching program. This is for you guys that are a half capper, or maybe you're just making cap or just missing that cap amount each year and you want to grow your business. This is the program for you. So this one is for that gap of agents who maybe aren't needing the PC skills, but they want those higher level conversations, they want the accountability, they want the systems, and still get access to that community, the workshops, the training, all of the things that we have already implemented. So if you are a half capper or above, you can qualify for that program. And that one does have a fee associated with it. However, what I'm also super proud of is that we've been able to run this program without charging any agent a monthly fee. We take it off of their production. So if you're not in production, we don't get paid as your coaches, which means we're as invested in your business as you are. Our advanced coaching program, we actually already have up and running, and you heard Chris referring to that, and I love Chris, he's so funny, World War Z. But this program is for a solo agent or a solo agent with an administrator who has already capped and wants to grow their business and learn the skills and systems to go from a capping agent to whatever level they want to go to, or to building a team and transitioning into that coaching program. So we have a different setup for that, where you get a 1 hour personal call. We analyze your existing systems. We expose you to new models and new systems that we think might benefit you. We do a business plan. We look at, you know, what you're missing, and we look at what's working really well, and we try to put that puzzle together for you so that you get that whole picture. And then we're also here as your personal coach for assistance with any questions or anything you need regarding offers, negotiations, listings, and so on. And then our final program, which is also a new program, is our team building and leadership program. So you guys saw Melissa Taylor has transitioned into that program with us. And that's for agents who are producing at a high level as a solo agent and are ready to build that team. You know, you're going to get your 1 hour weekly call with us. We're going to do KPAs. We're going to KPA your team. I'm going to teach you how to hire properly, what those models are, and be by your side through that entire process. Make sure that you're making the right decisions, that, you know, you're looking at the big picture all the time and not just putting a Band-Aid on a problem that you currently have, as well as leadership and mindset training and access to all of those workshops and resources for your team as well. So I'm excited about this. I think it's going to really expand the support that we can give you as a brokerage. And I really think that within this model, you know, you have the opportunity to grow with us through coaching. But I do believe, I think that we can help you take your business to a level that you're not even aware that you want to achieve yet. So if you do want to have a chat, I am happy anytime to talk with you. Please give me a call, send me an email, hit me up on Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook. I'm all over the place. Just reach out, let me know. We've always got time to talk to you and see if we would be a fit to work together. You know, it's free to ask. So yeah, I'm super excited, and I'm really happy to be back, guys. So thank you.
Marvin, you're muted. You just muted yourself.
Got all excited. I have to interject. So my phone is blowing up in side conversations about all of this, in addition to what's on the chat. Maybe because there's the odds forward, I don't know, but that's what's happening. And people are freaking out over these last two announcements. And I want to thank you for that. You know what? People don't really understand what we offer, has been some of the comments, and you know, a lot of people have been very appreciative. So we fully intend to roll this out in a very strong way right after this meeting. Obviously, our obligation was to let everybody here know first. We've got a lot of stuff up our sleeve that we're going to be starting with. Our intent is really on providing value first and foremost, and then growing the company with that value. So thank you for the comments. I mean, that's very, very kind of everybody, and I just had to acknowledge that because it's been a lot. There's been a lot of them. So thank you.
Yeah, reach out to Jen, take advantage of just everything that we're offering, and leverage it to grow your business. That's what we're here for, and to help you grow. And there's, you know, a lot of this stuff has come from feedback too, and good feedback. And some of it is fantastic. And we can't add stuff if we don't, you know, get to learn from you guys. So, you know, everything from MyKW, the website to this has been from feedback, and we're, you know, we add where we can. So fantastic. Okay, Marv, we got your favorite piece here, IMS stats. Let me get all that set up here, and then we'll hand it over to you.
Okay, I'll do it in a minute or less, I promise. Okay.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to start off with the TREB stats. Here you go.
Okay, great. So for all of TREB year to date, including August, Keller Williams is first by agent productivity per agent, tied with Remax. So really, it shows our systems and tools and models are working, and that's a number that we ended up first in last year as well. So that's the first chart. The second one talks about sold versus asked for all of the Toronto Real Estate Board. Year to date, inclusive of August, we are also first. So our agents are really killing it. Our training is really working. Of course, our only objective is to get more agents, right? So the stats speak for themselves. Okay, Olive Treb, days on market. We are also first for Olive Treb, 50-odd thousand agents, averaging 16.9 days on the market. So the three main categories in terms of production, days on market, and the last one, I mean, we're number one in all of those. So even if you're speaking on a listing presentation on a larger scale, you can talk about our micro stats as well as our macro stats being for Olive Treb. So that's great. New market. Okay, so we've added some of the other companies on there so that we used to just filter and just have some of the major names, but we thought it'd be kind of nice to show you how everybody's doing. So there you have it. So we are first in new market, and then all the other companies are listed there. And we have had that position for the last several years. I would say though, I'd like a larger gap between where we are and where we should be. I believe we've flirted with selling 1 out of every 4 homes in new market out of local real estate companies. We need to get back to that. But again, we are first there as well. The chart must be skewed, huh? Decimal, what is that? Decimal 1-2. Sold versus asked, we are averaging in new market 100.17% of asking price, which is excellent. Days on market, we are also second at 19.3 days year to date, all companies considered in new market. And in Aurora, our market share, we are just under 20%. So actually our market share in Aurora is actually bigger than our market share in new market, which is kind of interesting. Although it is a little less competitive landscape, there's more offices in new market. It's quite an interesting stat. So we are so close to making our move to grab second and then first position. So again, all we really need there is just more realtors. And I believe that some of our announcements today will help with those conversations. So that's wonderful. We are first, however, in productivity. So in other words, the agents that we do have are outproducing on a per agent basis all other companies. So that's also a very important stat to take note of. Days on market, we are third, but it's a decimal too. So let's call it tied for second in days on market. And again, we show you everything. We don't hide anything. So, I mean, it just so happens that we are first in most of the categories, but not all, right? Let's take a look at the next one. Georgina, productivity, again, per agent, we are first. It's the same thing that we have in Aurora. So all we really need is more realtors, but we are first on a productivity basis per agent in Georgina. In terms of market share, there's where we are. We're third. We're at 12.33%. So again, more agents will obviously lend itself to more market share, and it's a question of getting the word out there. So that's where we are with that one. East Gwillimbury, solid 8%. Okay, we're moving on up, as the Jefferson said. We don't actually have a physical office presence there, which is maybe a consideration, but I do strongly believe that we should be vying for third and or second position with just a few moves, a few acquisitions, but that's where we are in East Gwil. But again, on a per agent basis, we're number one, and that's really the story. Our agents outperform agents head to head everywhere. We just need more realtors.
There we go.
It wasn't a minute, but it was as fast as I could go. So there you have it, Gary.
Thanks, Marvin. Thank you. And so I wanted to highlight Mega Camp, and a lot of our agents took a part of that. You could actually still register for Mega Camp and take part in all of the online videos. I don't know how many hours worth of material or resources there is, but it's a lot. I can tell you it's a lot. And for the agents that took part of it, they got a lot out of it. One of the things, I was talking with an agent outside of our brokerage that got to share in the experience. And one of the things that she watched, and it was just fantastic, was a script championship. So basically what they did, they put you against another agent, and it was a script off. You didn't know what the objection was going to be, and you had to think off the seat of your pants and provide your best objection handler for it. And it was like a college NCAA tournament. So if you won, you moved on to the next round and so on. But it was really cool. And in fact, that agent yesterday said, I hadn't even heard of that one type of strategy before. And now, now she gets to add that to her business. right, going forward. So there are some fantastic resources here. Take part of it, log on and see the many, many hours of video. It's categorized in different sections, but such a fantastic resource. And I know the agents that took part of it had a lot of fun with it. But that, to me, that stood out, that script championship. It was pretty cool to watch. Very good. Okay, so we're going to finish we've got a few slides to finish off of, and then we'll get you on your way. But we always, and we get great feedback over the IMS stats, along with the what's going on with the heartbeat of the market locally. And so we're going to take a peek at that. So this is, first of all, York region. And hang on a second. I covered my own screen here. So you can see the number of transactions in York region that have been sold over the last 3 months. The average prices there. I don't need to go through each one individually. That gives you a kind of a decent snapshot. And yes, these will be sent to you after the meeting here. So you'll have it in front of you to use as a resource. And where it gets interesting, though, is, what's been happening over the last couple of months. So there, again, this is Newmarket, Aurora, and Georgina. The number of units sold over the last couple of months. So a lot of people experienced some great closings in August, and the proof is in the pudding here. And it's also important to know how many new listings came up to what sold. So you can see here, we're really looking, and I think I do have the months of inventory coming up. And no, I don't. It's days on market. You can see here that it's really only a month and a bit days on market for some of these numbers here. Again, that's if no other homes went up for sale. How long would it take for everything to sell out? And you can see here, if we have 203 homes sell in August, only 276 new listings appeared on the market. So use these stats or use this type of information to educate your clients, buyers and sellers. It's just as important to educate your buyer when you're going to do offers on stuff like this. Yeah, days on market. Here we go. So 21 down to 16 in Newmarket, and you can kind of see it right along there. Georgina was a slight bump up, but not much. So really less than a month, we're seeing the homes on market, as we experienced that in the previous slide. Which the other way to look at that, if you have sellers and you're showing them this stat or these numbers, you can tell them expect to see an offer typically within the first 15 or so days, right? Because typically we have 5-7 days worth of conditions. So again, you got to be setting that expectation on what that is for your clients. And this is another way to do that. Average price. So this is for detached homes over the last couple of months over those three areas, Newmarket, Aurora, Georgina. And you can see in Newmarket, there was a bump up of about $50,000, $60,000, maybe a little bit more than that actually, and pretty even in Aurora. And you can see there for Georgina. And again, I pulled these stats right off of the Toronto Real Estate Board. You can do the same. I've done different videos on how to do that. And this is a broad view to look at it, right? If you have a specific area in Newmarket that you are selling or pricing a home on, go get that area. Just like we wouldn't use the average price for York region just for Aurora, right? Go get micro on what it is that you're looking at. Perfect. Okay, so those were the stats, quick stats. Again, they will be emailed out to you so you can use them. There's a couple events that are happening, and this one is Jumpstart Your 2021. So similar to a business planning clinic for the following year. I was listening to James Shaw this morning. He was a guest on our team meeting back in, I want to say, May. Wayne interviewed him, and he's been a fantastic bold coach and in the past. And he's like, we are always working today for 3 months out, and 3 months out, believe it or not, whether you want to believe it, is basically Christmas time, right? So that's the business that we're working on right now. And we need to be thinking like a business owner and how we're going to prepare ourselves today for the next 3 months and the next year. And that's why we wanted to run it nice and early this fall. Do take a part of it, because Wayne Clements and Colin Campbell, two of our absolute top producers, I can share with you, they are having some of their best years yet. And that's because they stick to their business plan. they take ownership of their business plan, and they they put into action what it is that they plan for. And that's tomorrow. So you can take part in it two ways. Yes, it'll be Zoom. And if you feel comfortable, you can register here at the office, and you can come and take part in our training room upstairs. So take part in that. I know we've done it in the past, and it's been something that can really shape your next year's business for sure. And take it from people like Jacqueline, who is in the PC coaching program. Without that guidance and structure, she would not have had her first year capping. So those are things we want to celebrate. So again, congrats to you, Jacqueline, and other people can have that same success by following, success breeds success. So you want to follow the people like Colin and Wayne and others, and in Jen's program for sure. So take part of that. That's what I'm going to wrap up with. We're going to leave off with, again, as a reminder, we talked about this earlier, about creating wealth and long-term wealth. So tune into this. We'll be sending out the direct Zoom link for that in the next coming days. And that is next week with Aaron Kaufman. If you weren't on with us earlier, Aaron Kaufman is someone that works incredibly hard at creating his generational wealth by attracting agents to KW and creating generational wealth through profit share. And again, this is something that we have this as leverage. And if the cool part is, if he decides, or any of us that are receiving profit share decide to step back from the business as we get into our retirement years, we will still reap the rewards of our profit share. That is a great thing. Marvin, you want to add any piece to that? Because we're signing off with this, but this is such a huge piece that KW has at its disposal.
You know what? First of all, I just think it was a great meeting. I know I was only here for the last probably 60% of it or whatever, and I know we cover a lot, and it's a long time for realtors to sit and listen. So I appreciate that. No, I think that really, in order to, first of all, not everybody's interested in profit share, and that's fine. But if you really truly do have an interest, I mean, I can tell you there is people in our immediate office that earned thousands of dollars last month in profit share. And I'm not going to name them, but there are. And really, if you are keenly interested, I would suggest you should definitely take the Aaron Kaufman seminar. But I think more importantly, it's going to require a commitment from you. So really, it's about an hour a week, I would suggest. And all you're really doing is telling people about what we do. And it's not selling them on anything. It's none of that. And it's not even an overview of everything, because what we have found is that we figure out what the one or two things are that somebody really needs in their business or in their life, and that's what we talk about. So I do believe that, as an example, KW Assist is going to be a great talking point where you can actually go out and talk about it. This also ties into our value proposition. Now, Gary, did you talk about the value proposition manual and what we've done with that?
No, I didn't actually.
So we just spent thousands of dollars on a top quality explanation of our value proposition. I mean, each booklet I think is like $10 or $20 or something. It's not cheap. So we got the idea originally from the Keller Williams International circulation, and we said, well, that's great on a general scale, but we need something that talks about what we do locally. So it took, I don't know, 6 months, maybe, Gary, 7 months to put together with everyone's input. We had Gary and Christine working on it. We had Jen working on it. And of course, Mary Fernell put it together, and I was involved as well. And we believe that it really tells our story. So it starts off with, who you're in business with matters. It talks about our vision. It shows them our team so they can see our strength in administration. It talks about our agent leadership council and how that works. It also tells our story in terms of a timeline and what we've achieved in just 10 years and all of our awards that we've won internationally as well. It talks about the fact that we've profit shared as an independent office, $1 million plus in less than 8 years. And it talks about how profit share works. It goes into our coaching program and our branding and design, having, in-house services there. It talks about our 24/7, essentially, broker support line, meaning the broker hotline. It talks about our amazing website, mykwrc.ca. And by the way, on that note, you have to go to that site. It's a one-stop shop. And what we're about to introduce next is an intranet login on that site. So when you log in, you're going to have a proprietary login. You're going to have a back-end access with all of your RICO codes, codes, security codes, independent contractor agreement, clauses. Pardon?
All
Yeah.
good. Sorry, I think
All
someone
our
just
clauses. I mean, it's quite impressive, right? Okay. And then our training, and we're kind of showing off our training facility. I mean, those chairs aren't there at the moment, but we will get back to that. And I think that's a big part of what we do. And we knew KW Assist was coming. So we actually, because we've been working on it for a while, so our KW Assist is actually in this brochure. So it's very current. We talk about what makes us different. And, you know, we're going through the list. We're actually quite impressed with everything that we offer, right? And that's all for $87 a month. I mean, I don't think anybody can ever even beat that. We talk about Command being the largest real estate CRM in the world and how it can work for you. And now it's even easier that we have KW Assist to help bridge the gap, getting you familiar with it. Our philanthropy, those are all the different, we have over 11,000 volunteer hours, and those are all of the causes that we've contributed to, which is an important endeavor for us as well. We talk about our KWYP, the North, We the North. So that's in there. That's really cool. Luxury division, commercial division. We touch a little bit on our social functions and the things that we do, which are also important throughout the year. This explains what our monthly fees cover, explains how our splits work. We're the only real estate franchise in the world where both the franchisor and the franchisee are vested in the success of the realtors. So in other words, we don't get paid until you get paid, right? This explains all the splits. It explains how easy we handle the transition from wherever they currently are located into our brokerage, whether they're a new realtor, top producer, mega agent, teams, it doesn't matter. And we think we just summed it all up by saying we believe we do real estate the right way. So that's there and that's available. So if you're interested in getting a brochure, go see Gary. If you have somebody you're going to be talking to, I mean, like I said, they're over $20 each, but we're prepared to invest in you. If you're going to take that and have a conversation with somebody, by all means, we want to help with that. We have, how many do we have, Gary, of those?
Was it 400 in total that we had?
I think,
ordered?
yeah, I think around 400 or so that we have. So we're happy to share them. The whole idea of getting them is to distribute them. So we're not afraid to spend the money. And if we can invest 20, 40, 100, 200, whatever it is in each of you to go out and have those conversations, we're happy to do it. So that's it. That's it.
Well, that's a great way to end our meeting. So again, I want to thank everybody that joined us, and thanks to Jen and her team, Christine for your broker bits, KW Assist. Go check it out. Go later this afternoon. The emails will come out with all the different resources we talked about here in the team meeting. Go make it an amazing day, and thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.